Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Thursday, September the 4th, 2025. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
We're doing it. Bringing it to you, bringing it to you, bringing it to you. Be doing, you should have got a TikTok yesterday about hashtag justice for Bradley and hashtag justice for AO. You think we sleeping on the job?
They do.
Mm,
I have no idea.
no idea. And it's coming.
Why would people like you just go silent? They know, hopefully they know you're not being swayed in any direction.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sway me. They wish. They really, really wish that shit would happen. Or they're wishing it happened. They're like, oh, maybe he went away.
We got him this time.
Maybe he went away.
Someone hacked into our Venmo account last night. So
did they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. There we go again. That's part of doing justice.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe they think now we're going to shut them up.
Oh, no. The silence is golden, and I'll explain everything on the episode, which Patron of Convicts will be getting today. If you didn't get it at 12:01 a.m., you're going to get it definitely on Thursday. All lifers will get it on Saturday. Okay. Patron of Convicts, of course, is commercial free, early release as always. And everyone else, it'll be on Saturday.
Yeah, it's football season. You can't drop the good episodes around football. You got college ball. Has NFL started yet?
It's NFL starts tomorrow night.
Okay.
Then they have another NFL Friday night. Then they have college games tomorrow and Friday. College games all day Saturday, and the first Sunday of NFL, and first Monday Night Football coming up next week. So anyway, in all seriousness, can't even call it the wheels of justice turning slow, because I had to fire some shots and things were going on. Look, at 12:30 last night, phone calls.
Yep.
Yeah, all day, text messages all day, every day. Everything is being looked upon, and sooner than later, boots will be on the ground. And that's when we kick it into the whole next gear, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get down to some true crime time for this Thursday. Dallas versus the Eagles tonight. The spread went from 7.5 to 8. Dallas is getting +8. I know that you could care less.
So support you in all of your endeavors.
This is true. You always have, crazy or not.
None have ever been crazy.
Yeah. None of them have ever not been crazy.
Well, that's true. Maybe I'm crazy.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Well, I'd have to be crazy to stay with you this long.
True that.
Anyway, I'm looking for this one particular case, but I'll just start here. We're going to go immediately across the pond.
Jeez Louise, I had so many yesterday. I could have stayed across the pond. But let's go to... It's time for Worldwide Crime.
This is relatively a short and not sweet. This is relatively a light story, and it's really, I guess, a story of how making one bad decision can change your whole life type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a few days ago at Clapham Junction Station in South London, there was a university law student who found himself in one of those moments that I was saying, a split-second decision can change your life. And so he waited on the footbridge, and as he waited, a revenue protection officer, I guess that's what they call the people that come and collect your tickets and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
the revenue protection officer was from Southwestern Railway, and he approached him, and the young man, the law student, didn't have a valid rail ticket. So he was just trying to get on.
He was fare jumping.
Yeah. So
I mean,
And
come on, man. Fuck. This is like a couple dollars.
exactly. But for some, a couple a couple cents is a lot, right? But
Yeah,
he's a
I
law student.
understand that.
Yeah,
But you don't need to fucking ride.
exactly.
It's still breaking the law.
Exactly. So in a quick thinking move, the student thought that he was going to like make it all right. And so he bought an e-ticket from his phone.
Mm,
But when the officer started questioning the timing, because the officer noticed, hey, I'm standing here at what 3:22 a.m. or p.m. and you just bought this at 3:21.
let me tell you something. I got to interrupt.
Okay.
So licensing for hunting and all that shit changes every year, and now they changed it to where you buy it once a year, and whatever date you buy it on. It used to go from like January 1 to January 1, regardless, whenever you bought it in the year. And last year I bought it like the morning, like an hour before I went in the dove field. Now mine is up this weekend, and it's the first weekend of dove season.
Yeah.
But I technically don't even have to buy it. Or actually, you can't even buy it until that year is up. So technically, I'm gonna get one more dove hunt out of them on last year's ticket. But don't think the game wardens ain't coming, because they coming.
Yeah.
And they're gonna check your shit, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you got away with it." No,
Yeah.
motherfuckers, y'all changed the
You
law.
changed the law, but they're going to be paying attention to it for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
they check your shit. They check it hard.
Yeah.
They love to write them tickets.
Yeah.
They gotta pay for shit. Right?
Yeah.
That's the
So-
same way like the subway people or whatever it's called. I mean, all that shit's not free.
No.
Yeah.
So the guy questioned the timing, and he pointed out that the ticket was stamped just a minute earlier, which obviously was not long enough for the train to travel from where the kid came from to where he was at that point.
Right.
So the student tried to explain away the situation, claiming that his phone was a bit slow, causing a delayed purchase. But the officer wasn't convinced and suggested that he should have bought the ticket before boarding the train. So the student was obviously nervous, and he began to panic, and he asked if there was any way to handle the situation, revealing why he was so distressed. He said, I study law, and I fear that even the hint of wrongdoing could derail my future. And so he also pleaded, I don't want to get a criminal record. My life is finished. And like, whatever, dude.
He's probably hoping the cop be like, slide me a $50 and I'll let you go.
But when people get caught and they all of a sudden have this remorse, I have no patience for that. You need to have remorse prior to. Like, he was only sorry and he was only scared because he got caught. How many times had he done it before?
How many times have I said that? When getting the juice out of bad guys, and they're like crying and shit, and I'm like, bitch, you just crying because you got caught.
Yeah.
You're not sorry about anything.
No.
You know?
And then you go back to the same behavior.
Vehicles pulling out. The having dogs in the country is the best alarm system. Well, not really, because there was a herd of hogs across the pond.
They weren't even affected.
Worried about it. But at nighttime, we have this cat that lives in one of the barns out here. And look, don't think anything bad about it, because that cat's living its best life, fatter than hell.
Oh yeah,
it's huge because it eats all the mice, right?
Yeah.
And so,
do they do anything with snakes?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The no idea on that one. So I wish we had a dumb criminals, but
like they don't know time.
Some people are just not very intelligent. So we're going out to Texas, and I told you one of my FBI friends told me the one crime they would commit one time, and they know they could get away with it, is what?
A bank robbery.
Absolutely. So we're going to Texas, where there's a bank robber, and there's a guy named Q, P-U-G-H. And he walked in a fast food bag and approached the teller in a bank. All right. He pretended to be making a withdrawal, but as soon as he got up to her window, He gave her the bag with a note riddled with spelling errors. It says, quotations, "Look, if you don't want to die, then you should do as this note says. This is not a bag of food. This is a bomb, B-O-M. So just put money in the envelope and misspell it, and do not make any move till after I have left for 10 minutes. Minutes is spelled M-I-N-T-I-S. So the teller did what they should have done because it's not worth getting killed over. So he got $800, right? But he only got it because the teller got all his personal information. So,
can I have your ID, sir?
Right. So let me tell you exactly what happened. I'll just go back to the beginning. And I was trying to skip forward to get to that part. So, a situation in Texas, Tejas, unfolded where a bank robber was convinced by a bank teller to show 2 forms of identification before he completed his robbery. And then he got caught almost immediately while leaving the bank. All right. Regardless of what the current administration would like you to believe about crime in specific cities, the truth is crime tends to be random. And the best way to deal with it is to have personnel in risky jobs ready for anything, just like I used to travel the country and train the people in jewelry stores. But the bank teller at a Wells Fargo in Dallas was one of those highly trained individuals who handled the bank robbery perfectly. These days, when a rack man enters a building, he usually ends in a shootout. So one could be forgiven for simply cooperating with everything a robber demands. But this, according to CBS, they reported that when a man named Nathan Wayne Pugh walked into a bank trying to rob it, just as quietly as he could, from one specific teller, the teller stalled him by pretending the withdrawal required a wait time. Hey, yes, sir. Okay, you can rob me. Hold on 1 second. I got to give it a certain amount of minutes. So, as Pugh waited,
Smart girl.
The teller then asked for his ID, and when he offered a bank debit card, the teller's like, "That's good, but I really need a second form of ID."
Yeah,
and
I love it.
And to everyone's surprise, our smart guy Pugh handed over his Texas state identification card. So anyway, what a dumbass. He eventually got caught and was sentenced to 102 months behind bars, running concurrently with 2 25-year sentences for previous robberies he had done.
Why is he even out?
Right? And in a press release from the U.S. Department of Justice, more details of the incident were made clear. Pugh was apparently much worse than a goofy person who didn't understand how IDs work. Like I told you, he walked in with a fast food bag and approached the teller, who is our hero, and he pretended to be making a withdrawal. But as soon as he got to her window, he handed over that bag, and I read you all the spelling errors, and he got the $800. But as he made his way out, he saw a cop entering, and he tried to grab a woman carrying her toddler as a hostage. Pugh tried to put her in a chokehold, but police quickly intervened and arrested him. The air horn is my new thing for public service announcements. They, just so you know, that's the pen is mightier than the sword, and the cops would describe the situation and said, and when he went to put her in a chokehold and take her as a hostage with her baby, we intervened, which means they beat the shit out of him.
Right.
Well, of course, assuming someone is a robber doesn't always play out so smoothly. You know that movie Black Panther, like a superhero movie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the director Ryan Coogler once had a very awkward run-in with Atlanta police because he tried to discreetly withdraw his money using a note. Considering how well his films performed at the box office, many were outraged at how that situation was handled. If there's anyone who doesn't need to rob a bank, it's Ryan Coogler, right? Because he's got millions. So he went in, and I guess the bank teller, he was like, give me, $50,000 cash. Here's my IDs. And they're like hitting the alarm thinking it's a robbery.
That's sad.
But let's go back to Mr. Pugh. He's going to be in the Tejas Department of Corrections for a very long time, with plenty of hours to reflect on how handing over your state ID during a robbery isn't the smartest move, right? Thank you, Mr. Pugh, for not making me start out with a dead baby or something this morning. I'm sure we'll get to that.
I don't know when you became so soft. It's like in the last...
Because I'm sitting here with you.
Oh.
It's osmosis.
It is osmosis. Well, I got I guess this is kind of soft because I've got a cold case. That has been...
Cold case of beer.
Oh gosh, should I have gotten beer yesterday too?
You should always get beer.
Oh, I didn't go into a store I guess I did go in a store like that. All right. Well, so in early of August of this year, there were two friends. One was Brody Locke from Watkins, Minnesota, and they were fishing on the Mississippi River near Sartell.
Okay.
And while one friend reeled in a walleye, is it a wally or a walleye?
Walleye.
Walleye.
Very good eat fish.
Locke, which is Brody, turned his sonar device on and suddenly noticed something unexpected underneath the water. And it was a submerged 1960s era Buick sedan.
Sonar told him all that?
That's what it says.
Jesus.
It wasn't a rock or a log.
I'm sure he knew it was a car.
It was unmistakably
they pulled it out.
A car. And later, Locke described it as pure coincidence. It was 100% luck. If my buddy wouldn't have caught that walleye, we wouldn't have floated by and never known it was there. Was his statement.
Right.
The next day, Locke returned with his family to confirm the sighting, then contacted police. So on August 13th, the Stearns County Sheriff's Office dive team and a towing crew retrieved the vehicle from about 20 feet underwater. And a series of surprising discoveries followed. Inside the severely deteriorated sediment-filled car would
1960s, that would happen.
Yeah. Well, just like I would have thought that jar in yesterday's story would have had sediment and debris all over it. I don't know how that woman found it, but anyway, yes. It was severely deteriorated, sediment-filled. Officers still found human remains. So using the car's VIN, investigators identified it as...
Vehicle identification number.
A 1963 metallic blue Buick Electra belonging to Roy George Ben, who at the time in 1963 was a 59-year-old businessman from Sauk Rapids. Ben had disappeared in September of 1967. He was last seen exiting King's Supper Club with a large sum of cash and never heard from again. Law enforcement believes the remains are likely Ben's, though they've sent the remains to Midwest Medical Examiner's Office for formal ID and the cause of death determination. Detectives from Benton County, who have jurisdiction over this area or over Ben's disappearance, have already notified Ben's remaining family, and Sheriff Troy Heck expressed relief that the discovery may finally bring long-awaited closure, even though traditional ID methods may be less effective after so many years underwater.
Yeah, I'm sure they have his dental records and all
Yeah.
that, even if they can't get DNA.
Yeah.
But how about that? Good deal. Love to see any cold case solved, even though they don't have a murderer. I mean, probably,
Murder's probably
it could be the skull is still intact with a bullet hole in it or whatever, but there'll be more on that. And that's why I never give up hope, like Miss Barbara Blunt's case and Bradley Strassner's case. Unless they evaporated them, the remains are there.
Yeah. Unless they did a Breaking Bad in the bathtub.
Yeah. Yes. Something like that.
Yeah,
All right. Well, this next story is a bit disturbing for me. And only because dude was kind of like one of my heroes.
Oh, no.
Yep. So they've had 2 movies made about him. And more importantly, Russell, who was the chief of Albany for all the years, who was the longest running law enforcement officer in the state of Louisiana at one point before he passed. He used to schedule, when I was out in uniform patrol on nights, he would schedule his shifts those nights because he knew I would never call him out. But if I had to call him out, he carried this little revolver, no bulletproof vest, anything else. If I had to call him out, somebody was going to jail, period. And if I had to call him out, usually it was a shooting or a rape or something like that. I love some of those
stories.
But he also had a big, long stick that carved out like an oak tree or some shit. And it was signed by Sheriff Buford Pusser. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
He's became famous for the movies Walking Tall.
Oh, okay.
And he was like a giant of a man who came back to his Tennessee town after his military service, and they had a lot of moonshine, prostitution, gambling joints, shit like that. And he knew the people. He grew up with them, but they almost killed him one night. They beat him within an inch of his life and put him in a hospital for a long time, etc. And he got out. Was like, fuck it, I'm running for sheriff.
Yeah.
And he did, but he had to fight all the corruption. But he was known for carrying that big stick because he was like 6'7" and whatever. And he would just beat the shit out of people. Right. That was his way for justice.
Yeah.
And very, very famous. Probably the most famous law enforcement officer that you never heard of unless you watch the movies. But now we're going to Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, there was a lot of bad shit happened at that time. It was a constant battle. He's fighting the forces that be. And let me see if I can play this article for you real quick, and then I'll tell you all about it.
It's almost 60 years later, Pauline Mullins was shot and killed in 1967. The case in West Tennessee was never solved. She was the wife of McNairy County Sheriff Buford Pusser, a Tennessee legend. Her case was recently reopened, and TBI says there are new details poking a hole in Pusser's account of all these events. Griffin Desmarais takes a new look through the information.
The death of Pauline Mullins Pusser has always been a mystery. 60 years later, we still had no answers. That was until 2022, when there was a push against TBI to reopen the case. 2023, they received a tip about a possible murder weapon. In 2024, they did an autopsy, and now in 2025, we finally have some type of answers.
Meaning more likely than not, that would allow us, if he were alive today, to present an indictment to the McNairy County Grand Jury for their consideration against Buford Pusser for the murder of his wife, Pauline.
Before the bombshell announcement, let's rewind to 1967. Pauline went with her husband, Buford, on a late-night call, and they were on their way when they were apparently ambushed. Pauline was shot and killed. Buford was shot in the face. At least that's what he said. Mark Davidson, district attorney for the 25th Judicial District, said there were problems in his statement.
The case file reveals inconsistencies in Buford Pusser's statements to law enforcement and others about Pauline's murder, including physical, medical, forensic, ballistic, and reenactment evidence that contradicts his version of events.
According to TBI, the evidence shows Pauline was actually shot outside the car and her body was moved in, and the gunshot wound to Pusser's face, most likely self-inflicted. Pauline's brother Griffin said the news did not come as a shock.
But I knew deep down there was problems in her marriage. If I only known now what I knew then, she would have never went back to Tennessee. She would have been right here with me.
The case file of the investigation will be made public. TBI said it will be available in the next couple of days. In Somerville, Griffin Demaray, Action News 5.
So the deal being is that was one of the things in the movie is like the bad guys are coming back after him and they ran him down in the car and they shot her through the car, shot him, and he got out and shot back at him, whatever. But the most famous lawman in Tennessee, TBI, is Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. It's like their state police. And now they're saying that he killed her. Yeah. I mean, they got the evidence they got. And if they believe what they believe, that they could take it to a grand jury and get an indictment and take him to trial, then I guess they got what they got. You know what I mean?
But what was she doing on a call with him?
That
would never
in the movie,
call,
yeah, but in the movie it was like they were leaving a restaurant or something, and he got a call while she was in the car. But I mean, you're right. I wouldn't take you on a call, but that was a different time back in the 60s. But anyway, the idea that he shot and killed his wife and then shot himself, I mean, because it fucked up his face. Yeah, I mean, like, you might as well be dead. And he dragged her back in the car. I don't know. Who knows what happened? But how about that? Shout out, cold case. Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter if it's in Tennessee or Vernon Parish. If you're a dirty cop, you're a dirty cop. I've always said I hate dirty cops. And bleed blue, but I hate dirty cops. I would like to believe that walking tall Sheriff Buford Pusser didn't do it, but they know what they're doing, you know? I wish they would take this is like the Menendez brothers or Scott Peterson. If it wasn't famous, they'd have never looked at it.
Yeah.
I wish they would go to Vernon Parish and do the job that should have been done over there.
Well, it's fixing. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, but they have all the resources, the TBI and the local sheriff's office and the DAs and everything else. It's getting, Bradley and AO are getting done. Austin and Banyan are getting done, no doubt about that. It just takes a bit longer. But that's okay. There'll be no wine before it's time. Ernest and Julio Gallo. And no, I don't drink wine unless it's muscadine or blueberry, homemade wine. I like a homemade wine. I can't, all the places we've been, we always tried different flights and whatever. I mean, I like to up my palate, right? And be a wine connoisseur. I just don't like the shit.
I don't
mind a bottle of Riesling, German wine.
Yeah.
It's got to be sweet for me there.
Yeah.
Sweet meat.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't call you sweet meat. Why are you being so defensive? All right, give us another.
Well, all done in dark comes to light. So
yes,
their time is ticking. I believe their time is.
Well, I know it is. And a whole bunch of other motherfuckers' time is ticking over there too. But
yeah. People that think you don't even know they're on the radar or on the radar, but that's the.
Yep.
Okay. We are going to go. I just want to stay worldwide.
Okay. Well, it's time for Worldwide Crime.
get a grip on this. It doesn't seem like it's going to flow very well. But in March of 2003, the Crown Prosecution Service began investigating a message posted on a pedophile-focused forum. And this message read, "I live in UK, have 2 daughters aged 4 and 9, available for suck and play."
Oh, God.
The technicalities and possible link to a man named Lester Sharp, who was then working as a medical receptionist, made him a prime suspect. Computers from his workplace were seized for forensic examination, which revealed child images. So despite the images on his computer, Sharp was not interviewed until September of 2005. And at that point, he claimed he had little recollection of assessing or responding to the post. And he acted shocked and disgusted at the content that they were showing him during the interview. So no charges were filed at that time, and the investigation was dropped. But let's fast forward to February of 2022, and Sharp was again implicated in a national investigation.
Nice.
Authorities connected a Skype account used to upload 2 Category A child abuse images to him, and this prompted renewed scrutiny over his past behavior. So, on a break from work, investigators caught Sharp inside a locked room at a Kensington hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And disturbingly, he had a live stream of sexual abuse involving a child
Fuck him.
open on his phone. And his trousers and underwear had been removed.
Yeah, imagine that.
Justice came swiftly. So in 2025, the Southwark Crown Court Judge Michael Humpmeyer sentenced Sharp, describing him as a married father who had twice escaped prosecution for similar abuse-related behavior, and Sharp received a minimal 8 years and 3 months in prison, followed by 4 years on license post-release. So I guess like probation post-release.
Yeah.
That's not enough. He's gotten away with it for 20-something years, and he's not even going to do 20 years of time.
He got away with it because he was smart, and, you know, I'm glad they got him. At least he got 8 years. That it's better than nothing. It's better than him out there raping babies. Right?
Yep.
So, well, how about a twofer? It's time for Worldwide Crime. You know, I'm pretty sure if I was going to commit a crime on an airplane, I'd want to do it like in America or England.
Yeah, I mean,
right? I mean, in England, you get
do it in
8
Zimbabwe
years,
or
8
something?
years for fucking raping babies.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
here, a lot of times you get easy shit. Well, we're going to go to Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
And I know it wasn't,
imagine they don't play.
right? I think they like cut off your hand and
Yeah.
shit for stealing there.
I think they should.
Oh, watch it. I guarantee you, I know this. Watch. Does Saudi Arabia have the death penalty? So, yes, Saudi Arabia has and frequently uses the death penalty. The number of executions has varied year by year, but has frequently been among the highest in the world. It's based off of Sharia's Islamic law and can be imposed for various crimes under 3 categories. Hudud, which is mandatory punishments for specific crimes, which can include adultery, sodomy, and apostasy. What the fuck is that? APOSTASY. Then there's another category, Qisas, retaliatory punishments where a murder victim's family can demand the death penalty or accept blood money as compensation. Interesting. And Tazir, a general category of offenses where judges have wide discretionary power to impose punishment, including death. Well, apostasy is renounced in Islam. But it says murder, rape, terrorism, drug smuggling, apostasy, homosexuality, witchcraft, sorcery, blasphemy, waging war. Okay, so it wouldn't have applied in this case, but pretty good case. So dude gets on an airplane. It's actually at Heathrow in England, right? But they don't got shit over there. Dude gets on an airplane and they're getting ready to take off, and he decides he doesn't want to be on the airplane anymore. So he's a passenger, and he punches a crew member and tries to open the cabin door. Literally, they're taxiing down the runway.
Right.
So the emergency services rushed to the Boeing 787, which had landed from Jeddah shortly before 1 p.m. on Thursday, according to the Sun, the newspaper. The aircraft braked sharply on taxiway to Terminal 4 after the incident, which made the pilots call for urgent assistance. Stairs were placed against the jet, and officials boarded the flight SB-119, which was carrying passengers from Saudi Arabia. Now, pictures published by the Sun magazine showed at least 4 fire engines, 6 police cars, and several ambulances at the scene. So what happened was the disturbances reported to have started as the plane taxied to its stand. A male passenger got into an argument with a crew member, punched him, and attempted to open one of the doors. How do you think that's going to end well for you? So a source told the newspaper it was chaos on board and very frightening for the families. The plane had wheels down, but a passenger was so agitated and struck out at the crew because he wanted to get off there and then. Well, police confirmed the man had been arrested on suspicion of a danger in an aircraft. And flight records show the Saudi plane had left Jeddah 38 minutes late and arrived in London after a journey of over just 6 hours. At least it wasn't in Saudi Arabia. He won't get killed for it.
No. You might get a little slap on the wrist.
I don't know. Where are the men nowadays? They punched him. They should have had him on the floor just pounding his ass.
Yeah. What if he had successfully opened that door? What if someone just trained down?
The fucking plane was rolling.
I know. That's
getting
what I'm
ready to take off. I guess if he successfully opened the door, he would have successfully fell his ass out on the concrete.
Well, successfully had.
It's not like you look out the plane window when you're boarding and shit. It's not like it's 5 feet. Mm-hmm. It's probably 15 feet, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
At least.
Yeah.
Roll and crack that skull. I don't know. Planes, trains, and automobiles, and the dude knows he's sitting up in jail in London. He ain't gonna get shit for it, though. Right?
No.
So, I don't know. I'm gonna do this one more quick one. Okay? We're gonna go to Atlanta. In your favorite place in the world, which is?
Gucci?
No.
The beach. Belize.
In Atlanta?
I know, that's what I'm like.
No. the truth of the matter is your favorite place on all of this green earth is Walmart.
No, that's my least favorite. No.
So a woman walks up in the Walmart with gift cards and 3 separate bills, cash money.
Okay.
Right? And probably would have been okay. And probably some of the cashiers might have used these bills, except when they had to go give the money back. Probably because, like not saying all Walmart employees are bad, but some of them just don't give a fuck, right? You can give them the money and they'll just type it in the button. I got $100 bill, tells you how much change to give them.
Absolutely.
Right? Well, the problem with these 3 bills is each of them were for $1 million a piece.
Oh my gosh. Please tell me they did not take this.
So back in 2004, going way back, NBC reported that a woman named Elise Regina Pike racked up $1,675 bill at the national retailer's Covington, Georgia branch. She first tried to pay using the gift cards, but when that wouldn't do, she just pulled out a $1 million bill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course, the bill was counterfeit, and most people could probably deduce that no such bill exists. But after Pike was arrested, she insisted that the bill was real.
I mean, it is. Real faith.
And questioning its authenticity was not possible since you can't keep up with the U.S. Treasury.
What?
Yeah, that's what she said. Well, she might have predicted what 2025 in the future is set to look like. Pike's gift cards only held a total of $2.32.
She was good. She had $1 million bill.
$3 million.
$1 million bill.
But it also raised the question of whether she genuinely expected the Walmart cashier to hand her change from a $1 million bill in cash. And apparently, Pike got the fake from her estranged husband, who is a collector. Pike was insistent she was never actually trying to pass off the bill as real, but reports from NBC say she did. And in fact, she asked for change.
What was she trying to pass it off as if she's trying to pay with it?
Like, you might could have got away with it and said, oh, it's just playing and shit, but you asked for change.
Literally.
And then Walmart has more cameras than anybody else. So.
Even back then.
So there's never been a $1 million bill printed in U.S. Public service announcement. There's never been a $1 million bill printed in the U.S. history. What is that? What do you think is the highest bill ever been printed?
5,000. Maybe 1,000.
The highest denomination ever printed was the $100,000 note issued between 1934 and 1935, which bore the picture of...
I have no idea. Donald Trump.
It's who I'm named after.
Oh, Woodrow Wilson?
Yep, President Woodrow Wilson. That note, however, was never available to the public. The $1 million bill is purely a modern novelty, usually printed as a prop for the content. The idea that someone might think it's real would be unthinkable, but we live in a society where Huck Tui convinced people to invest their life savings in meme coins, so anything is truly possible.
Who wrote it?
And anyway, Huck Tui has since come forward to claim she was also a victim, insisting she had no idea why the people who got her into the crypto business were planning in the long run, what they were planning. Meanwhile, I read the rest of this. The rest of this shit gets so bad. And it goes into shit we don't talk about.
Yeah, I figured it was going.
But wait, I'll skip over some of it. But you'd hope the average citizen would at least know what the highest dollar denomination actually is. My wife didn't. Yet there's still another.
Did you know, sir?
Yet there's still another. I know now. Yet there's still another. Hey, hi, I'm a recruiter at Target. My name is Maya. Your background and resume have been submitted. Somebody. Target wants to hire me.
Awesome.
Fuck this. I'm quit.
Okay.
All right,
Done.
let's go. Anyway, back to it. You'd hope the average citizen would at least know what the highest dollar denomination. Okay. Yet there's still another case. The Daily Mail reported that a 53-year-old man named Michael Fuller also tries to use the mythical $1 million note at another Walmart. He attempted to buy $476 worth of goods, including a microwave and an oven in Lexington, North Carolina. Well, of course, the police were called and he was promptly arrested. So, but pop culture has long played with the fantasy of stumbling on a bank error or finding a note never released to the public. That actually is true.
Yeah.
Shit's supposed to be thrown away when they fuck up on it. But to be fair, those rare $100,000 notes are still held by collectors today, often fetching more than face value. That elusive $1 million number might not even be out of the question. After all, people pay millions for a banana duct taped to a wall.
What?
You don't know about that?
No.
Come on, baby. Banana duct taped to a wall.
Why don't you just tell me?
I'm going to tell you. It became worth $2.6 billion. So in New York, you can walk into any supermarket and you can generally buy a banana for less than $1. But a banana duct taped to a wall had sold for $6.2 million at an auction at Sotheby's in New York. The yellow banana fixed to the white wall with silver duct tape is work entitled Comedian by the Italian artist Maurizio Catalan, and it first debuted in 2019 as an edition of three fruits at the Art Basel Miami Beach Fair, where it became a much discussed sensation. So anyway.
Is it a fresh banana? Do they have to keep re-duct taping it?
Well, was it a prank? A commentary on the state of the art of the world. Another artist took the banana off the wall and ate it. A backup banana was brought in. Selfie-seeking crowds became so thick, Comedian was withdrawn from view, but 3 editions of it have sold for between $120,000 and $150,000. 5 years later, someone has now paid more than 40 times that higher price at the Sotheby's auction, or more accurately, they have just purchased a certificate of authenticity that gives them the authority to duct tape a banana to a wall to call it Comedian. Because the banana's right.
How much do you get?
$6.2 million.
Okay, well, we've got
that's a crime.
3 bananas in the house right now.
Yeah, but we don't have the rights. That dude owns it. You can't even do it, but get sued.
Can I do lemons? I got lemons.
I'm pretty sure you can do whatever you want to.
Got some asparagus to plant and some onions. Can we just duct tape those to a wall? What if I Gorilla Glue them?
I don't know. What if you strapped them up with a bra?
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
That would get all kinds of collectors. So, I'm throw this out there at the end of the show. Hashtag Justice for Bradley Strassner. There's no doubt that counterfeit money is involved, because we're just talking about counterfeit. So let that marinate, you bitches that think I don't know anything.
Yeah.
So, but as you said, done in darkness will come to light.
Oh, done in dark.
We will get them. Go get them. 313-RLRC tip. You have anything else?
No.
Nor do I. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.